Do you feel overwhelmed at the thought of even looking at your inbox? I bet you feel like a slave to that inbox. I wonder if it looks like a novel. My name is Janice, and today I am going to share with you 5 tips that will hopefully help you to ease the pain and overwhelm of going through your email. Tip number 1, have a prepared canned response. What is a canned response? It's a general type of reply that lets your clients or would-be potential clients know that you will respond to them in a brief amount of time, and you can kind of set that up with yourself ahead of time. And it could be anything from, hey, Jane, just received your email. I'm happy to look into that for you. I will get back to you by the end of the day. Send that email. You know what that's going to do for your client? They are going to be, this person is on top of their game and has acknowledged, because a lot of times that communication gap, because we are in a digital world, that communication gap, you haven't created it because you responded. Acknowledgement, respond. You let them know when you're going to prepare and send them a full response by the end of the day. Perfect. They're going to love you for it. Tip number 2. This sounds really easy, but I do it all the time. And the reason why I started implementing it is because I miss my little timer thing. Set the timer on your cell phone. So if you're responding to your email inbox with your canned responses in the morning, and you say to your client, I'll get back to you by the end of the day, you may want to set your timer for, say, 2 hours before you told them that you were going to respond. You go back to the email that they sent, prepare the response. It goes out. Again, keeping that open line of communication with your client is going to go a long way. Tip number 3, respond back accordingly. So you've prepared the canned response. You set the timer on your phone. Now it's time to actually prepare the proper response back to your client. Sounds easy enough, but sometimes we get sidetracked. Tip number 4, update your task list. This is so important. Now, I know a lot of us rely on our digital calendars and different organization type of apps. Those are perfect. I love them. I use them, but I also do write them down. The point being that you have to put them somewhere, because chances are you have a follow-up response or a follow-up task, I should say, to get that out to your client. It could be a really big project and you don't want to miss that deadline. I've never missed a deadline. I almost have, which is why I started instituting that myself. Tip number 5. This really should be, I think, and I think really maybe I should move it to the first one. Check your spam or junk folder. Sounds easy enough. That should be done first thing in the morning before you even go into your inbox. Check your spam or junk folder. I don't know about you, but no matter how many times I've whitelisted an email of a client, it goes in the spam or junk folder. See, I can't even say it. Do that first thing in the morning, move it to your primary inbox. Now you know your spam and your junk folder is cleared out. So when you actually go in your inbox, all the emails are right there in that primary inbox, and you can either respond or, as I outlined in tip number 1, send a canned response. People have often asked, do you pause your inbox? No, I don't do that. Because if an email comes in that I need to respond to right away, or maybe it's an emergency that my client has, a lot of times when we pause that inbox, we forget to unpause it. I just have, from day number 1, have never used it. I hope these 5 short little tips have been effective for you and that you start implementing them to help you with your email. And I wonder how many emails are currently in your inbox. If you have over 1,000 emails in your inbox, I don't, but if you do, put an emoji below. You know, that inbox is a tricky thing, right? It's almost a necessary evil type of thing with business. I hope that you enjoyed today's short little tips, email tips on email etiquette. Do yourself a favor. Sign up for my newsletter below. I promise I won't spam you. Estimated publication date is June 2022. And let's have that conversation. Let's keep that email flow going. Your business is what matters.